Yeah. So you can, what we need to do is get the zip file from the Moodle, which we completed this array list recording. Now, so how we completed that? There's a recording that I have uploaded. So there are two parts. One is for the missing lab we completed, and this is the array list lab that we have uploaded that recording. So today what we need is, you don't need to do that part. Just download the array list completed zip file and extract your desktop. Download it. You can extract it the desktop. Where we have completed this MVC NetBeans ID. So open the NetBeans, get the 13th version. So there are two NetBeans, I think. Try to get the 13th version. So now we are going to do the unit testing. Those who didn't come for the lecture, we can now see how to install the JUnit testing framework to your PC. So wait until the project is loaded. I'm going to close the last week activity, just close it. And I'm going to close the activities, all the projects, and open the project that you have saved in the desktop. So I'm going to select desktop of WOPMAC. So this is what we have written. We learn how to write a login UI, utility class, modules, and the controllers. So we are going to complete this next week, how to complete this service layer and the database layer, where we can finish the database connection. But today we are going to do about unit test. So I want all of you to open this lab sheet and wait. So I'll give you about 5 minutes. Do not download anything. So I'll show you how to get the JUnit installed your PC. So open it and wait. Look at this, everyone. So now first step is, now we are going to test the source code that we have written. So I'm going to test this rider class. There's a method that we have written to calculate the BMI of a person. Remember this one? Now we are going to test that function using JUnit testing. Now this answer is double. So what we have discussed in the lecture is in the integer format. Let's see what is the difference. Now this answer is BMI matrix calculation. We are going to check whether that is double. The answer is correct or not using JUnit testing. Now, so go to the Moodle. Now you need to get this dependency file. Open this dependency file. Click on it, and you should be able to see that in your browser. So everyone click on that. So copy that, and we are going to paste this into our NetBeans ID. So what we need to do is just copy this entire code. So this is our dependencies. Copy this, and I want all of you to go to the project POM file. So you should be able to see the POM file in the project file section. So get it. Open this. So this is the file where we're going to paste the project. So where should we paste it? After the properties section. We are going to add these dependencies. Java unit testing framework 5.8. So this is the API engine, and the Apache Maven plugin, which we want to test our libraries. Done. So now if you have done it correctly and click the save file, now currently you don't have any dependency for test. So when I save the button and click on the building, you should be able to see now here only I have the JUnit Jupyter. So after you saved it, make sure you click the build button. So wait some time. It should download something from the internet. Download it, right? Download. It will take about 5 minutes because depending on the network connection, it change. So once the entire thing download and build, we can start our project to test our unit testing. This unit testing is a better. Online students, are you all able to download it? Like, is it downloading now? When you try to paste it, Bilal, what about those? It's downloading, right? Wait until it downloads. It takes several megabytes. That completed. Yeah. So if you get this kind of error, some problems are encountered. Can you put a screenshot of this entire screen? Because that means the POM file has an error. Make sure you paste it after the properties tag. Right after the properties tag, before the project file ends. Otherwise, you get that same error, same problem. Like some problems occurred when trying to process the POM file. So that is why you should get error. Make sure after the properties tag completes, paste the file. Here to here. Check that. So this should download complete after some time. So in my case, build success. I will get build success. Download. Wait some time. So get the latest version, right? So some of you have download like your project, some of the parts are missing. So that is why I just give you the full working version here. The array list can get that. So we'll continue once it is downloaded because I will wait until all of you to get that part downloaded. Then I will continue that because this one is very small lab. So complete it until everyone downloads the file. The error you got it, is that fixed? Did you check that IT2172? Is that error fixed now? Check the positions. So after you got the build success message, that is the next step. You don't need this POM file, close it. Now, are you able to see this test package, everyone? Are you able to see these test packages? Now the dependencies, it's there. Are you able to see this test package? All the pieces? Can you see that? Yeah, so if you can't see the test package, you can just simply right click on the source code package, new, and click other, and select JUnit testing, and select JUnit and click next. So then the package will be automatically added to the test packages. Then you can cancel it out. You don't need to finish it, cancel it. Now we have a test packages, empty test package. Control is now there. Utilities, we don't need this. Views, we don't need it because we don't need the source code. Because we have a source code we have already written. We need to only test the package. Right? Test package. So create a folder, not a folder. We need to create a package here under the default package. Select a new package, Java package. I'm going to say this is write a unit test. Let's say write a test. I'm going to create a folder called write a test. So anything related to the writer class, I'm going to create a package for that. So likewise, you can give a name for the package. Create a package like that. So now what we need to do is we are going to add a new Java class. So what is the class we need to write? The lecture write a unit test. Let's say write a unit. Now can you tell me once you finish it, what is the import statement we need to write? What is the import statement we need to write for using JUnit? Online students, what should be imported here? So we want import JUnit. So what should be imported here? There are two packages we need import. What are those? First of all, JUnit. So how to import JUnit? Import. What is the package we need import? org.junit. So you can select the JUnit package and Jupyter API. So that is the first step. Second step, we need another import step. So what we need to test now is rider class, right? Remember this model. We are going to check this rider. What we need to check? Calculate BMI method. So this method we need to check. So how to import it? So it's in which package? This is in the models.rider class. So what we need to import here? So I'm going to say import semicolon. We can say import models.rider. To import that class. So after you do that, what is the first step of creating a unit test? What is the method that we need to write? So we have to import that API for unit testing, JUnit file. Then the class we want to test. So in a life cycle of unit testing, what is the first stage? At before. Next step. At before. All. So what is the method we have to write? At annotation. So type before. You can see that before control space bar. So this is the method we need to use. Before all. So before everything, we need to write this. So it is before. Now is this a static method or non-static method? This is static, right? Because why? This all tag is there. So if you see an all tag or a class tag in JUnit 4, it should be a static method. So now what we are going to do? Public static void. So that we need to write. And any name for the method. So what is the name we have to write? public static void. Then what we do? Method name, right? What the name? You can say create rider. You want to create a rider. Create rider. So now let's create a sample rider. So I'm going to create a rider here. I can say R1, rider 1. So since it is a static, make sure this should be also static. Otherwise, we can't access it inside the static methods. So create object from the rider. Now here you need to pass these values. Try to create a sample rider. This is dummy data. So this is how you create a rider. So add a rider. So put some values and create a rider. Name those sets. So you can press enter key. They automatically put those names over. Say join. 100 is okay. And age is 23. Weight is 75 kilogram. Height is what? What's that? 173. The kind of a number. Just put a rider. One rider has been created. So what is the next step? So we created a rider. Then what we do? We have created a rider. What's the next method? Lecture. Yeah, what is the name? Next method is before it. So that is before all. Next one is before it. So complete it. Now this is how you write a unit test. So you can improve your more about this unit testing frameworks if you are interested as a QA. If you want to become a quality assurance, software quality assurance. So this software automation is one of the key things. We create a rider. Then write a new method at before each. So I'll give some time to do it, so then we can discuss it. Just try to think and do the second method. Now we have completed first one. Try to do the rest. The second method is what? Second method is at before. Here you don't need to type it. You can use the control space bar. So that is before each. Now since this doesn't have all statement at end, that will be a non-static method. So complete void can say set value. Any name you can write, right? Set value. Now we want to create an answer in double because the answer is actually double. Because you can see that write a class, this will return a double value. So I should create a variable to store that answer as double. So this is what we need to do. Answer is equal to what? Double. Then what we are going to do is answer equal to that write one class dot. We can calculate the BMI by calling this. Now we have stored the answer in our double variables. So then next variable. So we'll see the next method. Try to see. Now almost completed, right? We have completed 50% of the unit test. We created an object and set some values and assign it to the answer. Then we need to test it whether the answer is correct or not. So the third method is the test function. Now you can create a test without these two, but that is not a proper unit test, right? So you have to write this life cycle. Now these are hard-coded values just to demonstrate whether the unit test we can write. Okay. So any errors for the online students? We can write the terminals after that. Any errors? Right. is static because it is whole. Whole method is static. Okay, it doesn't have one statement as well. What is it? Right, different one. Right, so let's write the third method. So third is actually your actual test. Now these are preconditions. Now before we create a test, we need to create an object and set the values. Now we can write our original test. This is at test. It's actually a again public void. We can say test BMI. I'm going to test the BMI value here. So what should we do now? So what is the test we need to run? Answer is now we have the answer. You can say assertion dot. Some of you have done that correctly. Good. Assertions dot. So what is the check we need to do? Are you going to check whether it is null or not, or boolean, or what kind of value? True of also a number, right? Like checking a number. So that should be assertion equals, right? So we can say assertion dot assert equals. Now here, this method, you need to put the actual value and the expected value. Now let's put a random value for the actual value. We can say 53. I'm expecting 53, but this is the expected value. Now this should be usually calculated by you. Now don't swap the order. Now this is the actual value and this is the expected value. Right? If you swap the order, it will be different. Now we are expecting 53 as our answer. But this is the answer we get. Now this can be wrong. The unit test might fail, but we can first try it. Whether the answer we got is 53 or not. Now that test is done. Then the next method. So right. What is the next method? The life cycle. At after each. So it should be at after each. So write that. Let's write the method. At after. So I'm going to say at after each. So this is actually again void method, not static because it doesn't have the keyword. So this should be clean values. So I'm going to clean the values. So what is the value we need to clean? The answer. The answer we have value now. We want to set it to 0. So we can clean the answers easily. So one last method before we can test our project. So you can try it now. Try to write the last method. Yeah, let's complete the last one. So after each, that is after what? All. So that is, now this should be static method because it has a all keyword, public static void. So let's say delete rider. So we created a rider in the beginning. So before all, in the after all method, we set the rider method to not. So that object will be deleted by the Java garbage collect. So they will be collected by the Java garbage collector software. So they just clean it up, right? Now you can right click and run this unit test by right click and select test file. Now this should fail because it's not 56, right? I get a different value. Now wait until this download finish because this also they download something from the internet. For the first time only they do this. After that, you don't need to download it again. So wait until the entire project is built out. Then we can see now. Okay. So now I get a failure. So why get a failure? Read this error, everyone. What is this error? Assertion failure, right? So what is error? We expect 53, but what is the value we get? This number. Now, can we take exactly a decimal value like this in a real world scenario? That can't be that much accurate, right? So 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places. So we need to do like this. So we are not going to do roundings. We are going to allow some kind of error. Now, if you take like a piece of exam, like exercise book, you can see the dimensions are there. It says plus or minus 2. So that means there can be plus or minus 2 millimeter error. Likewise, here also we can say I can have a error like 0.025 plus or minus 2. So that means 27 is also correct, 23 is also correct. Because we can't guarantee this kind of a fraction. So in that case, what we can do is we can copy this value to 3 decimal places. I'm going to put this and I'm going to have a delta value at the end. So comma, put 0.01. So this is what we call it as a delta. So delta means an error which is we allow, delta value. So delta means an error which we allow, error fraction we allow. So that means we are going to allow 0.0242, 0.026. 0.01 error rate we are going to allow. Because we can't exactly guarantee an answer. Because the fraction point is continuous, right? So now we can run this unit test and see whether it is going to work. So open the project, right click, test the file. This should succeed. So I can say the test is passed and you can see the output. Test has been passed. You can see it now here. It should now show it in the green color. So are you able to see that test? So this is how you allow an error to occur. Just copy the value. It's not 0. Right? That's it, right? That's success, right? Yeah, that is how you test the project to an error, so that we can see now. So is that completed? Now, now if you run this project, we have starting point called login.ui. So when you run it, so run the login.ui. So you can select the login file. Now here, right click on the login UI and run it. You can see that now whatever the things you put, you can enter the username and password, and you can click on login, and it should be able to log in. But we didn't do any logic validation. Incorrect password or no. So we can say bicycle UI, click on that. So the bicycle UI is open. So how did we do that? We explained in the last week recording. So now, so run this login file. So the unit testing part is completed, right? So that is how you run the unit test. So try to run the login file. Now let's try to code this in a hard-coded manner. So I'm going to validate whether the username and the password is actually there, and click on the login button. It should be able to log in. Right? So this part we are going to do it on the next week because we need to learn the exception handling part as well in order to complete this exercise. Now you can see we started from a very basic application, a very hello world application. Now today you can see that we have tested the file using a unit test, and next week also we are going to validate using a login function. Now after that we are going to complete it to the database connection. I'm going to connect to the database server and finish these two classes as well. Is that clear? So if you follow the lecture series after midterm to the end of the things, you will be able to implement application like clear. So your group project is what we are expecting is this kind of a package, models, utilities, views. Is that clear, right? So each member or a member or two can decide, select one UI and work on it. So that will be the end of this series. At 1:30 we will have the tute. So we'll finish the this unit test part. Okay. So next week we are going to complete that login function with the username and a password, and we are going to validate whether it is correct or not based on that. So that's all. See you on the next week. So, but 1:30 we'll have the now, like some of you said, like that you scored less than 10. So don't worry about it. Try to complete the supplementary exam, and we will have a revision session in the study link, right? So we will do the past paper and try to write the answer for that from the beginning. So you will be able to see how it is spread. So see you at 1:30 for the session. So see you in that.